Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome the Chairman of Selectors, Andrew Hilditch, and the Australian captain, Ricky Ponting. Andrew will join me straight away here at the podium and I guess take away all the tension and let us know exactly what's going on in this most anticipated Ashes series that I can ever remember. Away you go, Andrew. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Ken. The National Selection Panel is going to announce a 17-man squad for the Ashes first test. It's a longer squad than normal, primarily because we want to have a look at the next round of Shield games and also a very important Australia Ashes Series. And this squad will be reduced down to 12 or 13 immediately before the players arrive in Brisbane. The squad is Ricky Ponting, captain, Michael Clark, vice-captain, Doug Bollinger, Xavier Doherty, Callum Ferguson, Brad Haddon, Ryan Harris, Nathan Horrocks, Mike Hussey, Ben Hilfenhaus, Mitchell Johnson, Simon Kadich, Usman Khawaja, Marcus North, Peter Siddle, Stephen Smith and Shane Watson.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. First Ashes squad for the first Ashes test against England. Just one question to you, Andrew. You're waiting around, checking out injuries, and when will the team be absolutely settled on?
Look, we just thought it was prudent to wait until the round of Shield games was completed, and obviously a very important Australia A game. So it's really giving it, there'll be a lot of pressure on all the players with such a big squad, and the decision to reduce it will be made at the end of that series of games.
Thank you very much, Andrew. Thanks for joining us here today. Rick, would you like to come over here, mate? Congratulations, this is going to be a terrific series. I was with a couple of English players, Andrew Strauss and Kevin Peterson the other day in Adelaide, long interviews. They're not pumping their chests, but this looks a good outfit and they look as if they got it together this time. They're enjoying Australia rather than being locked away in their rooms.
Yeah, I'm sure they're enjoying Australia and they have started the tour well, there's no doubt about that. Playing well in Perth, obviously winning the game over there and having another good game in Adelaide last week. So we'll keep our eyes on them this week down in Hobart with the A team taking them on down there. So look, at the moment they are a pretty settled side, there's no doubt about that. They've played some good cricket the last couple of years and they seem pretty settled with their makeup as well. I don't think they've made a change on the tour so far in the 2 games that they've played. So yeah, look, everyone's looking forward to the series. I can't wait for the series to start up in Brisbane in a week and a half's time. So yeah, I know the rest of the boys that have been named in that squad will all be very excited about it as well.
A couple of young, very exciting young players been named in that squad. Looking forward to maybe seeing how Khawaja goes, Doherty, those guys. I mean, this is almost a transitional period. We're looking at an evolutionary period in Australian cricket.
Yeah, well, look, I guess we've been through that the last couple of years, really. We've introduced a lot of new faces into all forms of the game over the last couple of years, and most of those guys have stood up and performed very, very well. So it is an exciting time. It's great to see some of those younger names, as you say, mentioned in that squad of 17 there, and it's I'm looking forward to the Sheffield Shield game I've got this week against New South Wales, and I'll be keeping a close eye on what's happening down in Hobart in the A game.
Issues confronting Australian cricket. What were you looking for when you named this squad? A lot of pressure on, of course. We're looking at England, as Ricky pointed out. They look a different outfit, and they look as if they're very confident.
Yes, look, they look a really good side. We'll have to play our best cricket to win the Ashes, but the main thing we're really looking at is we think the side's playing very well at the moment. We were pretty pleased with the way it went in India. And the results didn't go our way. So I suppose we're just looking at whether there's a couple of things we can do to make sure that we start winning those critical moments.
What are you really working on? What's the area of concern or the area that you think we've got to really get right?
I suppose, I mean, mostly it comes down that the players have obviously got to play good cricket for longer periods and longer periods than the opposition, so that's obviously something we're aware of. I mean, there's quite a bit of pressure on, obviously, with Nathan Horrocks has bowled really well for Australia in the last 12 months, but we're also looking at whether a left-arm orthodox in Xavier Doherty is a good option against England. So that's a big decision for us to make and quite a stressful one for the players.
Ricky, a lovely challenging period for, as obviously a seasoned player and the leader, bringing on these young fellows, but also you've got some seasoned veterans there who do the job for you, very, very well. Gelling them all together, I reckon that would be a very rewarding part of what you do.
Oh yeah, then that's one of the main roles of the captain is to bring the team together or bring a squad together and make them perform at the best of their ability. So as Andrew said, I don't think we've been far away from playing our best cricket the last little period of time. I know there's been a bit of doom and gloom around Australia about the performances of the team the last little bit, but happy to see some of the younger guys standing up in first-class cricket. And looking forward to this week's round of matches getting underway and seeing some more great performances. And when the team is actually, or the squad's actually trimmed back, getting to Brisbane and preparing the best way we can to make sure we start the series very, very well. So, look, I'm really excited about it. I can't wait for the Ashes to get underway and start and just put a lot of this stuff behind us and just get out there and play.
It's a happy team, though. It's a very happy team, despite what we might read from day to day.
Look, we had a great time in India, both on and off the field, albeit without the results that we were after, but it is a very close team, there's no doubt about that, and you need to be a close working unit to play at your best, and we know that's what we're going to have to do through this entire summer if we want to win the Ashes. So once again, that's one of my roles as the captain, is to make sure that everything behind the scenes is looking after itself well, and the players are enjoying being part of the Australian cricket team.
Any predictions on the result?
No, we can ring Glenn McGrath or Shane Warne if you want some predictions. I'll stay out of that. I just know that we'll be very, very competitive, and as Andrew has said, once those big moments come around in the games, we have to make sure that we grab them with both hands and make sure we win those critical moments.
You've been around for a while, Ricky. Have you ever seen such a build-up to a Test series here in Australia? It's something we've been looking at since basically last year in England, and countdown time, and it's not too far away.
No, to be honest, I think the last few Ashes series we've played have all had pretty big build-ups. The one here in Australia last time, which we won so well, the build-up to that was probably the biggest that I've ever known, and that was on the back of an unbelievable series in England in 2005. So the anticipation and the excitement's certainly out there from the public, and it's certainly out there from the players' point of view as well. We're all just looking forward to Brisbane coming around.
Ladies and gentlemen, Australian captain Ricky Ponting, chairman of selectors Andrew Hilditch. Thanks very much for joining us, fellas. We might bring up another couple of players if we may. Thanks very much. Thanks, Ricky. Simon, Shane Watson, Simon Hilditch. When were you told? When did you find out? Because obviously, you've had a bit of notice. You're here.
I found out this morning from text message actually. So it's always nice to be able to get the notification that you're in the squad at least for this Ashes series. It's obviously been built up as something so special. It's going to be a very special moment in all of our lives who are a part of it. So I can't wait to hopefully be a big part of it.
There are certainties, and you probably looked upon it as a certainty, but you never take it for granted.
No way, because that can change very quickly, whether it's form, whether it's injury, that can be taken away from you very quickly. So I know how quickly it can be taken away. So I'm looking forward to this next week to really get into a really good place where I know I am very close to leading into the first test. So it's going to be fun.
How much bowling are you going to do? How much frontline bowling do you anticipate doing in the series? We know what you're doing with the bat, but what are you going to do with the ball?
Well, in the end, my bowling is really just to fulfil a role within the team. Whatever I suppose Ricky sees fit is what I need to do. I feel that my bowling has made some good inroads over the last 3 or 4 months. From England over the last few months to be able to continue to improve that. I was a bit disappointed how it had gone in New Zealand through the 2020 World Cup and also in the IPL. I was actually getting smashed around quite a bit, so I've had to reassess, and the things I've been working on have really worked out nicely, and that sort of showed how I was able to perform in England, and hopefully I can get a few overs and contribute with the ball as well.
Okay, I hope you do. Put your hand up a bit. I want a bowl.
Well, I'm at first slip for a bit, so I'll be trying to chip away at Ricky anyway.
Simon, where are you at injury-wise? You all okay? You going to be ready?
Yeah, look, I played club cricket on Saturday for Randwick Petersham, got through that, and I'll be playing on Wednesday for the Blues at the SCG, so everything's going well and thumb feels really good.
There was no way. Did you ever think, oh, gee, I'm in doubt? Did you ever see yourself in doubt?
Not really, but you never know with injuries. Sometimes they can take longer to heal than you expect, but I'm glad that we played the patience game because it feels really good now, and I'm ready to go for Wednesday.
This English team, they are very composed. They look like an outfit that's enjoying themselves right now. They say, listen, we made a lot of mistakes in the last tour. We should have enjoyed Australia more, and we didn't. So you know what they're all about. You played them often enough. I think this is going to be very competitive.
Oh, without a doubt. I think we saw that last year in England. Obviously, it was a 2-1 series. Both teams are evenly matched. And the summer here promises to be a great one. So there's no doubt they've certainly improved their preparation on last time they were here, playing more practice games, and obviously playing Australia A this week will be a good lead-up for them going into Brisbane next week.
Who do you look forward to playing against when you come up against the players that really interest you in the English side that you sort of you keep a keen eye on?
Oh, look, obviously, from a batting point of view, we're always keeping an eye on the opposition bowlers. So we obviously faced their attack pretty much last year. It's a similar attack, except for obviously Stephen Finn's come into the team. So he'll present a different challenge, being so tall. But the rest of their bowlers we've seen firsthand last year in England, and they've got a very well-balanced attack. So we know that we have to be at the top of our games to perform.
Anderson says he's swinging the ball just about on cue now. He said, I think I've got it right. And he had a pretty ordinary series last time out here, but he said, I've learned a lot of things and I'm a better bowler now.
Yeah, look, I think his last 12 months in Test cricket has been very good. So he's got reason to be confident, and he is a very good bowler. He can bowl at good pace and swing the ball. So we know as opening batsmen we've got a huge role in the team to lay the platform for the rest of the boys, and hopefully we can continue to do that.
Well, once again, congratulations, Shane. Congratulations, Simon. You have been selected in the Vodafone first Ashes Test against England. It's going to be a wonderful series, and lovely to have you here today, and congratulations on your selection.
Thanks, Ken.
Good on you. Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause. Okay, we continue. Who have we got next? Okay, Bradley Haddon. Here he is. He's been waiting to come back for a while, hasn't he? He's been doing the two-step. Dougie Bollinger, lovely to see you too, Dougie. Get angry, son. You've got 10 days to get really angry with these boys. Brad, how angry is he?
I think he's ready to go. If you read everything written about him, he's 100% ready, 100% right, and 100. He's been quoted that about 8 times in the last 3 days. So he's ready to go. He's got a New South Wales game and this weekend where he would just be an appetiser to what he's about to unleash at the Gabba.
Well, you've got a fair bit of pent-up emotions and frustrations to release. You've been sitting on the sidelines for such a long time. Glad to see you back. How are you feeling? And you must think, I just can't wait to get stuck into these guys.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Ken. I've had enough of sitting and watching. It's been a long rehab process, but in the last month, everything's come together exactly the way we planned to. So I just can't wait to the first test now and get it over all the hype and everything leading up to it and get into the Poms.
Dougie, you're feeling the same way, you know. This is a really great showcase for how well you have developed as a quick.
Yeah, mate. It's been a long time. I hate being injured. My wife's ready to kick me out of the house. So, but no, it's been good. The preparation's been good. I'm glad to be back playing cricket. And
what are you laughing about?
We get sick of him in the change room as well, so I can understand what his wife's saying.
Mate, I can't wait. It's a series that I've always watched my whole life and going to be a part of it. It's fantastic and it means to everyone so much and it's going to be great and hopefully I do well.
What we like about the way you bowl and the feedback all the time is that you get in and you really do have a crack. And I mean, you're putting your hand up all the time.
Yeah, mate, it's just something I enjoy doing and something I've grown up doing anything. You know, I always put 110% in and as Brad said, I feel really good. And I just really enjoy playing for Australia and always like to do well.
Ready to bit of talking out there in the paddock? There'll be a bit of chatter?
Yeah, when it gets a bit odd, I get a bit flustered and say a few things. So, no, we're out there for the Ashes, mate. You know, we're not out there to make friends, so I'm ready to get up the Poms.
Who do you want? Which is the wicket you value most? Who do you really want to hammer and make your bunny?
I'd like probably Andrew Strauss and probably Kevin Peterson as well. Andrew Strauss, what he's done leading from the front as captain for the past 18 months has been very, very good, and we all know what Kevin Peterson can do. So if I can get those two in my pocket, I'd be very, very happy.
And what will you be saying behind the stumps? I mean, every wicketkeeper we've known is a chatterbox. They're always having something to say.
I think the time of talking's all done. I think there's been enough written and said about this series for a long time now. I think it's just going to be down to business and get in there and have a real red-hot go and enjoy the whole series and just make sure we're making the English feel as uncomfortable as we possibly can when we get out there with our presence. So and turn the heat up a bit on their captain.
Do you ever, when you're out of the game for such a period of time, do you ever have self-doubt that, gee, I hope I still got that X factor that I had before the injury got me?
You ask yourself a lot of questions when you've been out that time, but I think the main thing is I was pretty confident once the injury was right and I was 100% back. I was pretty comfortable with where my game at and where cricket is for me at the moment. So I was never really worried about not getting back and playing. The main thing was just making sure the elbow could handle the load.
Okay, well, you're ready to fire, you're ready to go. Congratulations on your selection. It's looking forward to what will be a great series, and what better place. The wicket looks good, Doug, by the way. I was up there the other day. I think you're going to like it. You're going to be salivating.
Thanks, Kenny. Hope you make a good wicket too. Thanks, mate.
Ladies and gentlemen, Doug Bollinger and Brad Haddon, thanks very much, fellas. Well done. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I can see them sitting in the wings, and we're not going to keep them any longer, but I will also be, during this interview, might have to break away a little bit, and then we cross for a live cross around the country. So if we repeat ourselves a little bit, that's the reason. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Clark, Vice Captain, and Nathan Horrocks. Well done. Congratulations on your selection. Michael, Nathan. Back's okay, you don't want to rub?
I'd love a rub, Ken, especially if you're giving them out. Back's okay, yeah, it's still a little bit stiff, but yeah, I'm certain it'll be fine come the first Test match in Brisbane.
This is building beautifully, isn't it? And the players, we keep on saying England is going to be compared. They won't fold, I don't think, like we saw 2-6, 2-7. They're a different outfit. They're meaty. They're ready to roll.
Oh, I think they're definitely confident. They've been playing some good cricket since arriving in Australia. It's going to be a good test for them down in Tasmania against the Australia A team. But in saying that, I think, let's wait and see come the first test. If we can get off to a good start at the Gabba, we'll find out how good their team are.
Congratulations, Nathan. Well done to you. There's been much spoken about the what spinners will be taken into this. How are you feeling about all the speculation about what spin bowling attack we take into the team?
I don't think I've played a test where there hasn't been speculation, to be honest. Look, since I've come into it, there's always talk about to spin or, whether they're even going to play a spinner. So, look, I think it's fantastic to be in the squad, firstly. Look, it's always a privilege and an honour to play for Australia. But, look, it's great that there's other spinners in the squad, provides great competition, and I think it just makes for all that more exciting challenge coming up in the week.
I like the way you came back the other day. You copped a little bit of a hammering, and then you came back and you had your day, which is what you've got to be. You've got to be so patient, haven't you? You've got to back yourself all the time.
Yeah, I think that's probably the most important thing you learn as a spinner, to be patient and just to back yourself. Look, I think it's pretty easy to forget that at times when the things aren't going right. But there were definitely some very positive signs in that second innings. Look, and hopefully the weather can hold off and I can keep improving this week.
So it's a race to make the 11. We've got the 17-man squad. Where do you reckon you are?
I'm probably in the 17 at the moment. I don't know where I am in that 11. But look, there's not much more I can do, to be honest. Look, I've just got to bowl well and continue to improve. The selection's out of my hands. I'm not the one that's picking the side. Just got to put my name up there and just be positive and just enjoy the moment.
We're about 1:30, by the way, before we go national, so get ready to do the hair, whatever you need to do, Michael. The hair's done. That's terrific. What do you like when you see the pressure that Nathan's been under? You've been under pressure. Everyone gets under pressure from time to time in their career. Do you talk amongst each other how to overcome it and back each other?
Yeah, look, I think support from within the group is very important. I think we all face criticism over time, and even more criticism when you're not performing well as an individual, as a team. But I think the one thing we've all tried to do, I guess, over the last 12 months is continue to support each other. I think Horry's performance the other day was outstanding under pressure. Like you say, he copped a bit of criticism in the media. He came out and bowled really well, especially in the second innings, I thought. So, that's the strength of a wonderful player, and I think that's part and parcel of being an international cricketer these days. There are people performing at first-class level, and if you're not performing at your best, there is somebody that can take your spot. So we all face the same feelings at times. It's just a matter of getting out there and, as Horry said, do your best, and the selectors pick the 11 players. Of the spinners running around Australia, who else do you look at and say, I've got to keep an eye on him?
Probably Clarkie's probably the only one I look at, to be honest. Look, there's some spinners coming through, no doubt, and they've been playing well. But I don't think I've ever looked at a spinner and compared myself to them. Look, I'm a right arm off spin, and there's only really Jason and Chris Simpson floating about who bowl off spin. Northie does a little bit, but look, at the end of the day, the selector's going to pick the 11 that they think's going to win that first test. And that's completely out of my control. If I bowl well and I'm not picked, well then that's it. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, enjoy the cricket, and as I said, hopefully the weather can stay away and I get a good opportunity to bowl.
I'm going to throw it open, keep the microphones there. There will be, I believe there are questions that will be from the audience that may want to ask of the Australian members here today for the Vodafone Ashes Series beginning Thursday week in Brisbane. Philip, we're right, we've got questions there from the audience and they've got a microphone hopefully, so that they can yell it out and pass the microphone between yourselves. Good job. So there we are. There's 3 microphones operating, and we'll work it out that from there. Anybody got a question? Where are we?
Yeah.
Where you go, son?
My name's Justin from Galston, Sydney. I'd just like to ask Shane Watson if he's got any pre-game rituals or superstitions.
This working? Yep. I don't really have any superstitions. I used to have some when I was younger, when I've sort of cut that out and realised that it didn't really affect whether I scored runs or not. I used to wear the same pair of socks and that sort of thing, but I don't do that anymore. It's more so my preparation with getting my body ready to go is more so the routine that I have to give myself the best chance of getting through the game. So and one thing I definitely am as well, I'm always the last one out of the dressing room, and I'm not doing that on purpose. It just happens. I'm always fluffing around and forgetting a sweatband or hat or something like that, so I'm normally the last one out on the ground.
Cheers for that. Thanks.
Okay, next question, young lady there under the umbrella.
Hi, I'm Edwina from Strathfield. This is for Nathan Horrocks. How are the pitches around Australia varied from a spinner's perspective, and do you think spin will have a big impact on the result of the Ashes?
It's a very good question. Listen, I think the wickets over here, they can tend to be a bit faster than playing in England and India and that sort of thing. So when the rough develops, you can get quite faster bounce. And saying that, when there is no rough, if you get the ball to drift away, it can be very handy playing against them. I think spin will play a massive part. Look, playing in Adelaide and even Perth these days, first couple of days with a lot of grass on the wicket can be very good to bowl on. So I think it's definitely going to be a very big part bowling spin here.
Thanks, sorry.
You want a job as a sports journalist? You do okay. Well done. Another young lady beside you. They're getting an endorsement up here too. Get off, Sutcliffe. Okay, what you go?
Hi, I'm Jess from Sydney, Strathfield, and I have a question for Michael Clarke. You've probably been asked this a lot, but is the feel around the group similar to 4 years ago? And do you think you're as confident of regaining the Ashes and possibly through a whitewash, or are the teams on a more equal footing this time round?
Look, I think the feeling's probably a little bit younger than 4 years ago, but I certainly believe we're as confident we can win this series as we were 4 years ago. We've all experienced playing against England. As you've seen today, I think we've got a wonderful squad, and we're just looking forward to this first Test match in Brisbane.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Ricky, my name's Bill. I'm wondering whether a spinner is likely to be playing in Brisbane next week. I know Nathan's looking forward to it, but I've been to Brisbane tests in the past, and quite often there haven't been a spinner.
I think there will definitely be a spinner playing in our team in Brisbane next week. I think it's always my preference to go into any Test match with a specialist spinner in your side. Well, in fact, I can't remember the last time we didn't play a specialist spinner in Brisbane. Nathan played there last year. He played the last 2 years, have you, in Brisbane? And then Frazier and Warren before that. So, yeah, look, we've got a couple of spinners have been named in that squad, as you heard today, and I'm pretty sure one of those guys will be playing up in Brisbane.
That's it. Well done. Thanks very much, ladies and gentlemen. You've contributed beautifully. Thank you very much for the 7 members of the New South Wales team who have made the squad. Congratulations to them. First Vodafone Ashes Test, Thursday week in Brisbane.